Today is Monday, January
You're
12th.
quiet now, Cozy. Now you're super
Yeah, you
quiet.
got
There
a
we go.
little
Sorry about
quieter.
that.
Yeah,
That
now
better?
you're good.
Yeah.
Today is Monday, January 12th, just after 2 p.m. EST, 4 p.m. Brazilian. Is that correct?
4:10 Brazilian
4:10
Standard Time.
Brazilian
Brazilian.
time and 7:10 UTC for our Euros. Now we cover everyone that's important, okay? The burgers,
Thank you.
Brazilians, and Euros.
Let me repost
Asia,
this
they're in a whole nother day already, so good luck.
in our socials.
Let's get this posted out to the socials. Boys, I know that I know you don't care because one of you is not from here and the other one isn't from here anymore. But did you see the Bears? The Bears beat the Packers the other night.
Oh, duh, Bears. Dude, that's the
Amazing.
first playoff game in like 20 years that they won or something.
Bro,
Wait,
it's
the
the first
Bears are
time
winning. Is this bad omen?
it's the first time they beat the Packers in the playoffs in over 40 years.
Jesus.
Crazy work. Their team Bears look good right now. They looked good this year.
Well, Tolga, has some bad luck with those Bills lately. He's a Bills Mafia fan. It's not looking too good. They barely scraped it together yesterday, or whatever day it was, Saturday.
He would be a Bills fan.
Typical.
Typical. Definitely not a Giants fan.
Or a Jets fan, like fucking gross. That's
I
terrible too.
I could have seen him being a Jets fan, to be honest.
Yeah.
If he told me Jets, I almost would have expected it.
The Bills Mafia, the Buffaloes,
The billionaires.
the Brazilianaires. So what do we got? That's new. What's happening? Talk to me.
Well, I just wanted to bullshit for a couple minutes, let people start
Yeah,
slowly
let
trailing
them
in here.
trickle in.
Yeah, since Nikita. See, here we go. Rahul, looking for updates on prize distros. That's what we're here for today.
That's
Give
what
you
we're here for.
updates. Give you all updates. GM everyone. Is that
GM.
from what flag is that? I
It's
always
either
have to,
Indonesia or Poland.
I thought it was Indonesia. I thought it was Indonesia, but I'm like,
I think it is.
I'm very
think it's-
careful.
No,
about
dude, it's Poland. It's Poland.
No, it's not.
Wait, no.
No, it's not. It's Indonesia, dude. Poland's opposite. White's on top. Poland.
Makes sense.
Indonesia is red on top.
Dude, look at this. Look at this. Google just told me the wrong thing.
Yeah, see, Lucid knows. So stupid Americans.
Okay. All right. I got
Look
a
at
tough
my
one.
Google result. It's showing me the top is white.
No, it could be. It could be Monaco. Okay? Monaco is a little deeper red, okay? Could be. Upper Austria. Jesus Christ, guys. No, we're not going there.
All right, we've given it almost 5 minutes now. Let's get things started. So today we wanted to have a call now that we're into the new year. Just kind of go over the trading competition, reward distribution. I know Raul had asked about rewards in the very beginning. Talk about kind of what's planned for Mainnet, what to expect around there, and then archetype. Some of you may know about archetype, something that we had built, 2 years ago now, a year and a half. It's hard. Time's blending together, but it's another project that we have that is tied into Premia, Cayenne, you could kind of say. So we'll give some updates on that, and then we'll open it up for any questions. But I will pass it over to Denton to kind of run through an overview of trading comp and rewards.
Yeah, you want to put up the rewards on the screen?
Yeah, if I'm pulling it right, yeah. Why won't it let me?
You could put the leaderboard too if you want from Epoch 2.
Yeah, it's telling me like it isn't the right format. I got a better idea. I know how to hack this. Put on my serious hacker hat. Date. Do you want me to pull up the one that shows 1, 2, 3 with the reward amounts, or do you want me to pull up the
You
list
can do the
of-
stage 2 one and then the leaderboard itself on the website.
share screen Windows? Okay, here we go.
So that's the distribution as we shown before for the USDC prizes for stage 2. Everybody also got crystals for activity, of course. We can see on the leaderboard a few of the top ended up doing really well. This is after heavy scrutiny and heavy filtering of, let's say, cheaters. Maybe a few people used a couple bugs or exploits. In some cases, we still appreciate you guys finding whatever flaws you could, and some people, even if they're disqualified from the leaderboard, you guys might still get something, and whether it's points or VIP for what you did. A lot of people have contacted us about this Epoch 2, whether because they were disqualified or because they weren't sure how it was calculated. None of the unrealized gains were calculated towards the cumulative P&L for the end of Epoch 2. So if you're confused about why your P&L is missing something, it's because unrealized gains were not added to it. This is just a decision the team made. It makes a lot more sense for options, because in some cases you would see a certain P&L when you can't even sell those options for what it's showing you. You want to pull up the leaderboard, Cozy, on the website?
Yes, sir. Back to the leaderboard page.
For stage 1, by the way, which was the first 2 weeks, the top 25 get bonus crystals as well. It goes, the number 1 gets like bonus 25,000 up down to 3K for the last 5. Okay, so you guys can see the top like 3 guys ended up doing really well. This is after we filtered a lot of people who got to similar P&Ls with sometimes pretty blatant cheating. So these guys are the ones we decided are legit. You could see it kind of like the P&Ls get a little similar when you get down to like the 6 to the 15 range, I guess. But good job to everyone. Some people really grinded this really hard. You could see that their trades basically they last for like the entire day, and then they stop when they go to sleep, and then they start again in 8 hours or however much. So some people took this really seriously, and congrats to the winners. Distribution will happen. It's still, the answer is still soon. Unfortunately, I can't tell you an exact date, but it's gonna be this month, and it's gonna be quite soon. We will announce it, of course, when it does happen. And crystals, your balance will stay on the website even when the exchange is down, and it will roll forwards towards mainnet. And like we said before, the final use case and purpose of crystals will be revealed later.
Well, I'll give you guys a little more detail. So we are looking to do a very short um, testing, another, I won't say testing, beta period, where it will be on mainnet. We will have kind of a capped, I don't want to say entry, but capped opening, where when we go live, we will cap certain parts of the exchange, whether that be by account, OI, or capital. We will then assess and monitor all of the changes that are happening. We will, if there's any losses that are incurred due to something wrong with the exchange, not your own bad trading mistakes, those trades would be fully insured during this maybe week-long period, and then we will open it up to mainnet for the public as soon as that's over. We are aiming to be live on mainnet, a version of our exchange on mainnet, I will say early next month. So we have a big conference at the end of the month, and ideally Kyan will be out before we get there. So although not an exact date, I can tell you that we're aiming to have Kyan mainnet live to the public before we go conference touring in February.
My body's ready. Vincenzo says when distribution.
Oh, are you talking about rewards? When
Yeah.
reward distro?
He needs it
Very soon.
sooner. He said sooner.
Well, sooner than it was yesterday. Yeah.
Hey, you're one day closer.
What is still left to do right now? Now that all that you're done, kind of pruning accounts and pruning trades that have taken
There's
place.
just a couple more things. I guess I could say DK and Rod will look over, and then it will happen.
Okay, so you're just kind of we're going to get a final check to make sure that there's nothing that we missed.
Yeah.
And that's it. Everything's done now. So we could say that, would it be wrong to say that you were trying to have them out before the end of the week?
Yeah. You could say we're trying to do that.
Okay.
There we go. And Lucid asks, are
our
market makers
makers-
ready? Lucid, we are ready for you. Come. The RFQ will be live. I don't think it was live in testnet. If you're one of the first beta testers in the closed private mainnet, we'll make sure everything's working and fluid, and then we'll release it out to the public. He said his Twitter checkmark will expire sooner too if he doesn't get his distribution.
Yeah, Lucid, besides Marty and his group, the other market makers are also ready. We've been working with market makers for the last, I don't even know, like, I feel like better part of a year to make sure that everyone was had infrastructure set up and was ready to go when we go live.
A lot of
Can you
hand holding.
Can you speak to the manager?
Put the
you're looking,
fries in the bag, bro.
yeah. Fries have been put in the bag. Manager.
We're putting the fries in the bag one by one.
The manager works in another
individual
building.
fry at a time.
The manager works in another building. If you'd like, I can send a message to the manager to contact you back. Just leave an email address or X account you'd like them to DM. I've never understood that. All right, you can't fix my problem. Can I speak to a supervisor? Yes, sorry, they don't work in this building.
Yeah, they're not even here. Yeah.
Okay, so reward program coming soon. Do you want to talk a little bit about the reward program that's coming?
Talk to me nice, Denton.
uh,
Or did you kind of cover it and I got lost in the sauce talking to our chat?
I don't think we have any specific information. I mean, we are going to have a rewards program when Mainnet is live, but I don't have specifics to say right now. I guess we can announce that. We're going to. You said we're going to have another testnet run, basically, and once Mainnet is live, there will be an ongoing incentives program. Let's just say.
So we'll have ongoing incentives to reward traders for actively and actually using the platform. A referral program. We'll have a VIP program for white glove support and service for certain members of the community who have earned that through participation in our alpha and beta trading competitions, as well as for high volume traders on the exchange. There will also be no trading fees when we go live. That will be limited time. So we'll have limited time, no trading fee run. And that will be for everyone.
If anyone thinks they do enough volume to justify a VIP program, you can contact us. Yeah, any of us really. You can do it on the Discord, on the Telegram, on Twitter. Just message us.
I want to show some people the API docs because I had someone ask me for them the other day. I think it was Grand.
Yeah.
I didn't realize not a lot of people know that these exist yet. So if you yourself, if you're not a click trader, if you want to automate your strategies, if you want to set up bots, you can go to docs.cayenne.blue/docs/API-key-guide, or just go to the docs and click on the API guide. But here we have a very detailed section to go over how to set up and get running with your API key. They spent a lot of time on this. Marty will tell you this should be a much simpler and smoother experience getting set up than many of the other exchanges that exist in the world of crypto.
Especially DeFi. DeFi is a mess. So this will be a breath of fresh air for those connecting.
In regards to API keys, if you didn't have one prior to our beta, once we go back online in the next few days, the alpha site will be up. So you can just come and trade on testnet just to play around with things, click buttons, get a feel for how the exchange works or, the accounting system. While that's live, if you are interested in getting an API key, reach out. You'll be able to generate them yourselves, I believe, once we actually go live on Mainnet. But we're more than happy to help you out prior to us going live. Let's see. So I had mentioned earlier too, talking about archetype. So I want to show some of you this. I know people like Lucid who are in right now watching are very familiar with what archetype is. But for those of you that just found out about us during Cayenne, or we're OG Premium users, and then when kind of the initial DeFi hype around options disappeared, if you left and now you've wandered back when you heard about Cayenne, this is something we built just as I would say we felt like it was a tool we ourselves wanted. inside of Premia at the time. And I had just kind of said, like, why not give it its own, um, front end when it's like such a useful like piece of architecture. And what this is, at the very like base, it's a meta aggregator. So it aggregates all of the aggregators or all of the top aggregators for spot swaps. So for crypto to crypto exchanges. It has a cross-chain bridge, so it does bridging swaps as well. So you can, select any network that you're on that's supported. We're going to update this, add more networks. As you can see, there's no need for us to have Blast here anymore. But I'm on Arbitrum, so I can bridge, swap to and from different addresses that I have. There are smart accounts. I won't dive too much into like the smart account architecture, but if you would like to, if you don't have a wallet yet, and or you're new to crypto and you don't have a wallet, you can create a wallet with one of your social accounts or an email address. With creating these smart accounts, it allows you to essentially have like sub accounts to your address. And with that, you can do really cool things. And that's kind of what I'll go on to. So one of Archetype's core features, and um, one of our community members that we were chatting with about a separate product, like an insurance product, back during like the V2 days, um, kind of together came up with this idea. It was like, why don't we take that idea and try to make options a little easier to understand for the average new entrant to crypto, or just average crypto trader that where options aren't a tool in their tool belt, right? Um, so we had this protection that you can get. So like if I want to swap ETH to, let's say, Link, let's just go back to swap. Sorry. You can see I can add this protection. It's asked me to create a smart account because you need that to do this. But what this does, this downside protection, you can see its price protection is an option or an optional feature that allows users to hedge their token swaps from unwanted downside risk. So if I'm swapping ETH to Link and then ETH starts going up and Link either doesn't do anything or Link goes down, right? I'm going to be like, shit, I made a really bad trade. I should have just held my ETH for longer. But with this, I can add downside protection so that if that were to happen, I will make money. I'll still have my Link. I'm not going to lose any of that, but I will be making money because ETH is going up. And the way that we do that is we package a put option or a call option with the swap in the same transaction. We bundle the transaction. And it gives you this instant hedge. I don't want to say auto hedge, but it gives you an instant hedge against upside or downside risk, or upside or downside volatility. And then this protection page, what that does is it allows you to do that just by itself. So if you just want to buy options, right, and you don't want to package it with a swap, you can just say like, I have 10 WETH. This isn't going to work. It's offline right now, but I'm just going to put in values to show you. Like 5, 10 ETH. I want to protect the price if it goes up or down. I can select. And then here it will give me different dates, right? It'll tell me like if I want to do this for, depending on the day of the week, 1 day, 3 days, 5 days, a week, um, 2 weeks, 30 days. Like it'll give me like 5 different date options for how long I'm going to like protect my portfolio here from downside or upside volatility. And then I can choose what I'm going to pay with, like what type of token I have in my wallet I want to pay with. And then I purchase that, right? And what it does is it uses Premia as a liquidity source or an inventory source. And when I do the swap, or for this instance, the protection, when I buy the protection, it just sources the liquidity from Premia. Now with the coming of Cayenne, we're going to swap the inventory sources over. So Cayenne will source all of the options liquidity for archetype. And with Cayenne having a more robust feature set than our last iterations of the exchanges, we'll also introduce new features like packaging perps. And anything you can do on Cayenne, you essentially should be able to do on archetype, or in a way, if it's a separate product, package that with a swap on archetype, and bundle these transactions to create this kind of old school DeFi-esque, but more user friendly, less intimidating user interface for our users that prefer that type of experience. It's something we've talked about a lot, like with Cayenne, and I know one of our OG users, Ant, is very critical of some of the design choices that we've made in the evolution going from Premia to Cayenne, mainly Premia V2, through where we are now, because I feel like a lot of people who are DeFi or crypto natives, and they're not coming from TradFi, they're not trading, that from a fund or an institution. They enjoy it's almost like a valuing speed more than price. Um, and I don't mean that in like speed of the trade, but it's like in their time that they're spending on the site. Um, like if they want something that like feels really good to use and looks really appealing to use, um, and the user experience in feeling good is more important than uh, finding the best price necessarily. Um, but so we have these two different UIs. We have this archetype user interface that's more for our like I would say retail trader. And then we have the Cayenne UI, which is more for our pro tail traders. And you can kind of see the difference. Like just because someone doesn't understand an options order book or doesn't want to search through an options order book doesn't mean they don't know how to use options in a strategy. So it's like why when we've had a certain group of users that have grown to really like a product and like the way that it feels and looks, why forget about them when you can offer them the same experience just in a new product, right? So it's like evolve Premia into the exchange that we've always wanted it to be, and then offer the same type of product that our old users are kind of missing from V2 on our sister, project, you could say. So TLDR, you will be able to access, you will have access to options from Cayenne here on Archetype. You'll be able to package options with your swaps. Should be able to package in the not so distant future perps with options or perps with swaps. Any type of combo that you can kind of think of from which we have that product available on Cayenne, you should have available to you on Archetype.
Nice.
Swap ETH for link. Yeah, I just wanted to show that. There's we have a long history with the Link Marines, so
Hey, it was a good trade for maybe a couple minutes in the past.
I think I can get sooner phobia. Dude, some people in crypto probably do have that. Alone NFT, they're aiming to finish everything up and get prizes sent up before the week's over. All right, any questions outside of sending prizes?
Give them the prize. That's all they want.
Yep.
Sooner phobia. That's a classic.
What else do we got on the agenda? Academy. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, we have two things. I can show our. Did I lose you? Oh, no.
No,
Okay,
I'm here.
okay. All right.
I'm here.
It got really quiet, and
yeah.
I'm not used to that. Let me show. So aside from the Academy, I have two other things that.
Somebody asked, will we have dated futures trading? Not on day one. Dated futures are a superior product, I think, but retail decides that it's not. People like perps for some reason over dated futures, even though it's better to hedge your options and futures and just roll them out on the same days and roll them out into the future. Expire on the same days and roll them out on this into the future. But data futures have kind of died in crypto as a whole. BitMEX was huge. CME keeps them alive, but I feel like if TradFi had perps, the US burgers had perps, it would be a totally different story. If the CME just brings up perps instead of data futures, it's also easier for retail and smaller players to understand because there's no expiry. Sure, you have the whole funding thing, but you have no expiry. It's a continuous future. I would like to have it in the future, but I'm not sure it's on the day one roadmap. There's tons of new, better features than data futures.
So here's something I wanted to show. So we have the Academy for those of you who are not proficient in options. We have a few things for you. So here's the Academy. I'll show first. This should get you set up and ready to start trading, or at least feeling comfortable trading options. You go through before our Academy was not Premia centric. The only thing that really was related to Premia the exchange, other than the branding, was I think we had like something that was going on with optimism at one point in time, and we had a quiz that was um, on there, and then there was one other one that we had that was about something, some feature on Premium. Maybe it had to do with like wrap stake ETH or something. But other than that, all the options related material was platform agnostic. It was just meant to be there to teach people about options, derivatives, and how to kind of trade them. Um, for our updated academy, we will be making Cayenne specific content so that you feel comfortable trading on Cayenne. There will still be agnostic content that exists on the academy, but we'll be making a lot of Cayenne specific content so that you feel comfortable trading with us using the features that are there, being able to assess risk and use the combo builder or build out different strategies. But we'll be putting a lot of focus on that. So to start right now in kind of the waiting time, there's the introduction to Cayenne and a course on portfolio margin so that you have a better understanding of kind of the dynamic leverage, as someone kind of called it, that exists on Cayenne when you're trading. So there's the academy. The other thing that we have that we've added that's new is our help center. So you can think of this as if you have questions about how something works, or you're not too sure, if something is functioning the way it should, you can always come here and you can look at, we'll go to options, like what are options, what are option Greeks, and then here it's like it'll give you an overview and explain what all these Greeks are, how they work, or how to interpret them, I should say. For all of the combos in the combo page, you'll see that we have an article that goes over what they are, how you'd use them, strangle, iron condor, all that stuff. Click on trade, it takes you right to Cayenne. Let's go back here. So right from this help center, you can access the exchange to go and check on your positions or start trading, the academy, or our docs. So this will make this super robust as time goes on, as more really is like the way I kind of look at it is like as people run into issues or not even issues, but confusion, and they reach out to us, can, ask for guidance or help, we will probably add articles to explain, if it was something that we feel like it would be beneficial for more people, because we'll probably see that question asked more times. We will stick it in here so that we can find it. So this will be evergreen and continuing to grow as time goes on. Like you can see during the trading competition, there were a lot of people that reached out about um, desync issues and signature expired errors. So we did some little tutorials on like what you can do to fix the desync issue. This had to do with in 99% of the cases was um, the date and time not matching up with your computer and with our system. So showed you how to resync, and then signature expired for one click trading, like shows you how to fix that issue. Um, so that's kind of the idea behind that. Let's see. I don't know what he's talking about because no one buying it. When will this happen on Mainnet? Not sure what he's talking about.
Yeah, maybe I was referring to something you said.
Was it about the data futures?
Will this
Oh,
happen
maybe.
on
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
the
I think
only
so.
data futures volume that stands is on CME because they have to. That's the current regulations. So TradFi eats that up, but retail goes to perps.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, I
so
see
there
now.
would be options and perps.
Any tokenomics news or update? Okay, so for those of you that don't know, I know a lot of viewers came to Cayenne because of the competition and the questing and stuff. So before Cayenne, the last version of or the last exchange that we had built was called Premia. There's existing Premia tokens. With Cayenne, the exchange, there will be a token for Cayenne, even though there's not one right now. Premia holders will be compensated and will be distributed Cayenne tokens. So part of the distribution will go to existing Premia holders. Then we have distributions that will take place for Hello Snow Zeke, for actions on the platform, for our real users, um, and different other metrics for distribution as well. So um, there will be a Cayenne token in the future. People will be rewarded when distribution reward for competition winner. Saying I went over that a little bit earlier. They're aiming to have that out before the week's over for all the USDC and USDC rewards, crystal rewards. If you won one of the merch packs, please reach out if you haven't already. Give us your mailing information so we can get those shipped out. Aside from that, if you are someone who has a Cayenne citizen role or a parliament member and you would like Cayenne merch, reach out to me as well. Give me shipping info. I'll get some stuff sent out to you. Not just clothing, but it's a nice little merch pack with some things we thought would be useful. We're not at mainnet launch. No, the exchange will go live before the token is. We'll probably Cayenne token probably when people start demanding that Cayenne has a token. I feel like Lucid. I feel like if we release it at mainnet launch, it would be like dust in the wind. You know, I think it's better to get volume, get people trading, and then people going like, "Why don't I have a token? Give me a token for my crystals. We need a token now." I need my replies on every Premia or Cayenne post to just be one token, and then we release the token. But yeah, internally we've been discussing like what that looks like. from a distribution perspective for the last, I feel like, over a year.
Has to be fair and make sense.
The token will have no soon countdown. It will just be people can ask about it, and once I guess enough interest lives or exists for that token, then we will announce like the plan for the release of it. We just say that our focus is not on the token at the moment because we put a lot of focus on what that would look like before, and we're now at the stage where once the market wants a token for Cayenne, we already have the groundwork laid for that. So there will be just the time to announce everything we've kind of decided. One of the things I would like to see though, Lucid, is um, once that happens, or even just like once Mainnet is live, just as kind of the Parliament removed some features, you could say, from Premiere, some functions, some utility. I'd like to see, and maybe we can work together in Discord on it. But we can work on a proposal for like what would be needed, or what the exchange, like where the exchange should be at to re-enable that utility. Yeah, come check it out. We're always in there. There's a handful of people that talking about the markets every day.
This is the most community engagement we had in a while. It's great.
Join the Discord, guys, if you're near here.
So here you can kind of see, I'm showing on the screen now, when I was talking about the price protection. You'll see like they're trading this, added the price protection. It shows you the routes from all the aggregators, and then you can choose, the route you'd like it to take, whether you want best price, fastest route. You want to enable or disable certain routes, you can do all that from your settings, set your slippage, all that kind of good stuff. Yo. What up, Lenny Akia? You made a game.
When are we gonna
I
do
would
the?
definitely like to see that.
When are we gonna do more community calls? Are we gonna have like a monthly? I hate the word cadence, but monthly routine.
Yeah,
It's a little better.
I don't shy away from doing like calls. I don't mind being on at all. I used to even do like just a weekly day where I just was in public voice and I just hung out,
hanging
like
out.
just like open office day. And people would pop in, I'd have the music bot playing and we would just chat about whatever. So I think we'll probably do these monthly. Weka, take note of that. Put it on the schedule. For at least the next like 6 months. And then maybe we do some type of open office thing again.
I like it. I could do some live trading when we're back live, when Mainnet's back live. Could be big.
Yeah, that's something I really want to do too. Like we've talked about it on our own internal calls, but I'm gonna start doing some looms and just showing people how to do like really basic stuff. Like, hey, here's how you swap and deposit into your account on Cayenne. Here's how um, you use the combo page to do a covered call. Here's how you do put. Here's how you do, an iron condor. These are the show them what all the sub menus are for. Purposely run into like common mistakes so I can walk through how to fix it. Um, like the size issue, right? Like I don't think that'll be as much of an issue once we're on mainnet because people aren't going to have $250,000 that isn't theirs to just like slam into whatever trade they want. But with some of the combos, when people were setting them up, they were like, "Oh, I get insufficient liquidity every time," and it was like, "Well, if you look at the dates, like there's like no liquidity for it's for that date and price, or it's too much size to where you need to RFQ." So I know I showed it on one of the streams, just like how to RFQ, but I want to go through just like what it, so that mentally in their head they have before they go on to do the trade. Hey, with this size, I should just click the RFQ button. Like I want to eliminate that step of frustration by like, oh, I put in everything I want, and now like, why doesn't the button work? Why can't I find size on here? Well, because you're trying to make a trade for fucking $500,000.
Yeah, there's that, and I think the other thing is for the combo trade. Like, let's say you're trying to do a combo trade for today, right, or tomorrow's contract, the 13th, right? If price is pretty steady where it's been right now, like sure, but you're also not going to get pricing for 120K call on Bitcoin. Like it's just not. It's not a liquidity issue of Cayenne. You're not going to get that anywhere. Even if you RFQ, nobody's going to make that for you. Maybe $1, but like nobody is going to give you that super deep liquidity, far out of the money. 1 DTs. It's just not a thing in crypto. So, there's also that. Like, it could just be frustration of, I don't like to blame the user, but like, of just being a novice, of like, oh, I want a 150K call for tomorrow. Like, well, there's just nobody's making that, not on any platform, anywhere. Nobody's going to make that for you.
Yes, Snozy said he made a bunch of mistakes during the competition. Then but he just did all of his trading individually, couldn't find price, liquidity, size in a handful of times, made a lot of stupid mistakes, and then eventually found that he likes selling puts.
I love it. I love it. Until it goes down. But yes, I agree.
And he got in on some of that FOMC volatility.
Oh, that's great. No, that's good.
That's good
No
job.
profit, never took it.
Yeah, I think the other thing for combo versus RFQ is usually like a minimum size.
Yeah, it'll show you on there. And the issue is that it doesn't dictate to you that your size is size if you're not on RFQ. When you're on RFQ, it'll tell you that your size is not size, right? It'll be like, no, that's not large enough to play around here. I think for ETH, it's like minimum 25 ETH, and for BTC,
12 or something, 10. Yeah.
I think it's 10. I have to look, but yeah, it'll tell you like you're not putting enough to use RFQ, but we need to have something pop up. I think if someone puts a size that would fit or should be RFQ on the order book, because like sure you can like maybe get it off on the order book, but like I don't know why you would. Like you'll probably get a better price if you RFQ'd it.
Yeah, the thing also about the RFQ is, I think how I explained before, is all, let's say it's 5 legs, 4 legs, whatever, 3 legs, however many legs. We got legs. If you execute that on RFQ or the combo with one click, your margin moves from, let's say, 0 to positive, right? To whatever amount of margin that you had used in one click. if you were to go onto the book and try to do it one by one, your margin goes up, it goes back down, it goes back up, it goes back down. And then same trying to get out of those multi-leg positions, you have to close them in a certain order and a certain size. So if you don't have enough liquidity to cover them, or you don't have enough margin to cover, it could become a headache, where that combo and RFQ really comes in to opening and close multi-leg positions. If you're just doing like single leg, just get it off on the book unless it's mega size. But I think also it was testnet. There was liquidity constraints. When you're live, you see the book, you'll see multiple makers, you'll see multiple people replying to your RFQs. It's a different story than of the month testnet competition.
Yeah.
She got legs. Her name is Cadence.
You made 57K on the 250, dude. That's good. Like,
that's insane.
That's
great.
People don't realize because they saw like some of the really crazy leaderboard P&Ls that, like, I think one thing in general, just in crypto, is that people get jaded about size and about earnings. Cause like I was thinking about it. I was literally thinking about this yesterday. Just like I forgot. I'm trying to think what I had seen when someone had made like 60K, and I was just thinking like, damn, dude, they were super excited. It was like maybe it was like a video game competition or something, and like the family was super excited for the kid, and I was just thinking like damn, like that is just a lot of money though, like that's probably what the dad was making a year. The dad looked like he had a good job, but this is from like the late 90s, so I'm like, all right, that dude's probably like, he just made his dad's yearly salary playing a game. And it's crazy to think about things like from that lens versus our clouded lens of, like swinging hundreds of thousands of dollars on trades. Got second highest complexity in the top 50, which made me happy at least. Mentioned in his newsletter, picking off stuff. He was talking to me in stage 1.
Oh yeah, we added a complexity score for how many tools you've used on the exchange, how many different
that's cool.
trades you took, and a lot of other stuff. It kind of compiles a few different elements together. So if you got a high complexity score, you get more crystals in the. I think it was from Epoch 2. The first one, it was just by notional volume, I think.
Dang. So you got second highest complexity in the top 50. That's dope.
Yeah, that's good. That's very good.
I want to know who the number 1 guy was. And the number 3. So then I can chat with you guys about what you were doing.
Yeah, if you're in the top 5, 10, ping us.
But it's really cool to kind of hear your story, Snowzik, that like you kind of were intro to options here, right? Like it's not something you were super familiar with. You just wanted to use the testnet to kind of play around and learn a bit. And then, oh, sweet, BSB year 3. Yeah, I would love to talk to you guys just about, kind of your individual experience, the pain points that you had. We know that there were a lot of pain points people had. That was kind of the point of this trading comp and it being the alpha. To not only, we do it for 2 reasons. Like, one, we feel like the exchange is almost in a state to where it's ready to go live, and we want to see what happens when we have a lot of humans like actually using the platform. And 2, like, how will people exploit one another and kind of like try to not black hat, like exploit the exchange, but like how are they trying to manipulate things on the exchange or the architecture or other individuals to make money? Because those are things that like your technical audit are not going to catch. Like I always call it, when I talk to people about this, a behavioral stability audit, because you need to make sure that your product can handle the behavior of the people that are using it, right? So it's like when you have monetary incentives in place, people are going to actively try their best to find whatever strategy they can to um, win that money. And in doing so, you find new ways that you can protect users on the exchange, protect infrastructure, or make changes to infrastructure in the exchange. Um, so you learn a lot. So it would be really cool to talk to you guys and just kind of hear, like your experience while you were trading during the test net, and B, what your trading strategies were to have gotten you your complexity scores. See, cool. There were some inefficiencies on the order books that were exchange inflicted that we know existed, and they existed because of rails that we put in place for the trading competition. Like there was kind of I'll talk about it now. There was kind of a lag that existed in some of the pricing uh to the order book, like so, or from the real market to the order book. And that gave traders, if they were actively on the exchange, uh, like a minute maybe?
Yeah, we had
Um,
ours quotes like between 10 and 60 seconds. So if you could pick us off if you were on the order book,
yeah.
if you were watching. But that was
Um,
intentional.
yeah.
Intentional.
So there was that, and then our bots that were like the market maker bots had the same exact thing set to it. Uh, you were not disqualified or penalized for identifying those inefficiencies and taking advantage of those. Um, I know, yeah, books were cooked sometimes. And that was the other thing. Like we were doing a lot of internal testing and making changes on the fly in real time with some of our bot infrastructure. So sometimes like we would have market maker bots that were running, and then we'd kill them to make some adjustments and update them. And then yeah, like BSP said, books would get like totally cooked sometimes. Um, so some of that was either known that was going to happen or was intentional. Um, so yeah, would love to just hear from you guys, your experiences and features that you'd like to see. Like what part of the trading experience was difficult for you? How can we make that experience more fluid, easier, more intuitive, whatever it may be. I'm kind of a big UX junkie, so that part of it really interests me a little bit. Try to stay away from easy perps. Tried it as hedging. Well, that's the thing, right? Like that is why the perps exist on Cayenne. There was the perp dex meta that happened, and you had Hyperliquid, you had Aster, and Lighter that were obviously the most successful out of the perp dex meta. So to be clear, like there are perps on Cayenne, but it's not a perp dex. We have been doing options for the better part of our professional careers. A lot of the team, their professional careers prior to crypto was in TradFi, in trading, or at investment banks on the trading desks. Um, so the exchange is made to be an options exchange, but we have the perps as the
Yeah,
Delta One
but
product, so you can
portfolio
hedge.
margin makes the perps function very differently from what you're used to. So
Yeah. That said,
it's still
for
a
those of
different
you that
product.
are, yeah, but with the BitMEX a long time ago, and that's the thing for people that want that traditional perp experience, you will have more of that experience once isolated margin is added to the exchange.
Yeah,
But the idea isn't, to come out and start um, necessarily trying to steal all of the perp dex traders from the perp dexes, because Cayenne serves a very different function than they do. That said, I do see that in a future that exists on one of the timelines that we should walk, um, where once there is isolated margin and there are the markets that people would like to trade on the perp side, that people who come for options will stay because the perps are great too. Um, and I'm here for the Great Migration.
Yep.
Yeah, the hedge. So that's something I don't know if a lot of people know, but there is on the combo page, there's a you can add a hedge to your combos. So like, let me share this instead. If I go to the combo page, there's this add perp button. So if I put in like a covered call, it's not gonna let me do it right now because the exchange is offline. But I can just click add perp, and I can add a perp to whatever it is I'm putting together. Oh, here we go. Let's see my BTC.
It didn't let you do it because you were uncovered.
Yeah, I noticed that. I'm like, oh, so you can see I can add the perp to the combo, and you can do that any direction on the buy or sell side with both BTC and ETH. One other thing I'll add, we get a lot of questions about this. There will also at launch be let me see. The options guys, you guys are different. Your cadence is cool, so much more relaxed. Cozy, some may say. So one of the other things, where was I at? There we go. One of the other things that people often ask is why Arbitrum? We're gonna have Arbitrum markets when we go live. We have been Arbitrum has been our home base since almost the beginning of our life cycle. Cayenne will use Arbitrum as its orchestration chain. There is like a Cayenne L3 that will exist. Like, not that is important in the sense of like that we're moving to our own chain or anything. But we use Arbitrum for a ton of stuff. So the hope is like, if we are providing these tools for traders to use that, and we're on Arbitrum, that we will absorb some of the liquidity that exists on Arbitrum that's kind of idle. There's a lot of people that have a lot of Arbitrum at our home, we could say, our home base, that are looking to put that Arbitrum to work. So there are some builders that are building some cool things to help do that I hope to eventually kind of integrate to make a more fluid product for people to use between like staked Arbitrum, or you could say escrowed Arbitrum to generate some type of yield, and then for people just with Arbitrum who are part of our society on our little blue planet over there. They have something productive to do. Now, that being said, one cool thing that you couldn't do yet from testnet that we'll have on mainnet, V things, burning money for voting stuff. See, the V was actually short for very, and it was just like it worked very well because vote escrow was like a big thing in Cozy at the time. Does Robinhood do on-chain options? They do not do on-chain options, though they are. They did partner with Arbitrum to build their own chain, I believe. So they will be moving. I don't know if they will do on-chain options. I think if anything, they may do like on-chain settlement or something, or making like bridges between on-chain, off-chain settlement. Like we'll see, but no, they don't yet. Oh, okay. So feature, one cool feature that will exist once we go live. Then I'm gonna just open it up for questions. So although Arbitrum is our orchestration chain, our home base where Cayenne will live, our bridge and swap feature that every, I guess, modern app has nowadays, it won't be the traditional bridge and swap feature. What we'll do is those that used our testnet in the alpha, or in the pre-alpha or the alpha version, there was a deposit flow and like a deposit button that lived right here. When you click on that deposit button, you will now be able to deposit from anywhere. So anywhere with an asterisk, next to it will, have the most widely supported networks, I would say, EVM compatible chains. And it'll show you a list of all of your tokens with like the network next to it, the amounts. You'll just select which token that you want to use to send over to Cayenne. It will automatically swap and deposit. It'll swap to USDC, deposit into your Cayenne account. In the same flow as if you were, needing to deposit from Arbitrum to your Cayenne account before. So it'll be a completely seamless flow from wherever you're at to using Cayenne, rather than feeling like you have to go through this process of like, oh, like I'm doing things on Monad right now, like or Monad, doing things on
It's
Monad,
Monad around here.
and but I want to try out
Monad.
Cayenne. Like, oh shit, I have to go. What bridge supports, Monad to Arbitrum? Let me go find that bridge. Okay, let me, like it was very convoluted and like full of friction. So that will all be hidden behind the scenes. The only thing that a user will see is I'm coming to Cayenne. I have some crypto somewhere, and I'll be able to deposit it. I'll be able to deposit it to trade USDC on Cayenne. Let's see. I watched his Hyper's ability to get money and evolve over time. That flow direct into account would be awesome. I was in Baron at the time. For me, it was the purple heathens. So yeah, I mean, just think like from Bara, like you already know, okay, what bridge, I have ETH, what bridge supports ETH to Bara? Like, okay, I have to have a Bara address too. Let me get my Bara wallet extension and my other extension. Like, it's such a process to do some of that shit. I remember, I don't know if it was like claiming Dime airdrop. You can even say like when Mango Markets first launched, if you did like the Mango hat thing, that was early enough to where like there was no fluid flow from ETH to Solana even. It was like you had to get a certain wallet that supported creating and that had a bridge in the wallet to do it. It was such a pain in the ass. So it's just like why make people go through something like that when if the only thing that you want to do as a user is deposit into Cayenne, then like just give people the ability to do that from wherever they're at. So that is a feature I'm probably it's like a small feature. It means nothing to the success of Cayenne, but it is one that I am like most excited about because I don't know, ease of use.
Quality of life.
Yeah, quality of life, ease of use type of features are have always been things that like win me over with like when I find an exchange or I find a wallet or an app that I like to use, there's usually some like user experience element to it that keeps me there.
Yeah, that's why I started using Rabi Wallet, right?
I will say that's not why I started using Rabi Wallet. That's probably what kept me away from using Rabi Wallet for a long time. Was that it
What, the
was
Chinese malware?
no, that it was really basic. It didn't seem like enough of an upgrade. Like, okay, I'm gonna leave MetaMask. I left MetaMask for Frame, and Frame I think is
Yeah,
still
Frame is good. Frame is
one of the
good.
best software slash hardware window wallets that you can use. So it was like, why am I gonna stop using Frame for like Rabi? And uh it came to a point where like Frame was having a lot of issues with um apps I was trying to use. And no, Frame is not Farcaster. It's a desktop slash wallet extension, like browser wallet extension.
Yeah, it's pretty smooth, but it doesn't work with some things.
They DK was talking about the other day, like the thing that he really likes about them is that I think they create a WebSocket for like every app that wants to use like a WebSocket connection between the desktop app and the app that's trying to use it. So when you use the browser extension, it has to like it calls this WebSocket connection, and so you can use that specific app. So DK was like, oh, people don't realize, but like infrastructure wise, this is like, Frame is probably the best wallet I've seen that's not outside of the hardware wallet space. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I'm rambling, but Frame was my baby forever. You got me to use Rabby when Frame stopped like working with my hardware wallets for a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, I agree. The wallet abstraction stuff a lot of times is super confusing. Um, even with like so even on archetype, the like trying to explain to people the smart account stuff, I think is the most difficult part of it all, because they're like, where's my money going? What is happening? How are you able to do these certain actions in the wallet? Um, uh, outside of me approving it. Like there's just like a lot of abnormalities to basic wallet use and actions um, that a lot of apps are having to find ways to either abstract away or explain to a user in a easy to digest manner. The thing is, you can do like a lot of the features um, that people are looking for, these like quality of life and ease of use features, they only exist uh, with the use of a smart account. Like, you can't bundle 7 transactions together at I mean, you can, but you can't easily bundle, as a basic user on an app that you're using, seamlessly execute something with like 7 transactions without using a smart account. You need to give them a tutorial on how to use like Remix or something. Otherwise, yeah, you probably did it with Base with some of their wallets, because they're like Friendtech. A lot of people were shilling and trying to make um, this idea, of wallet abstraction and smart accounts a thing, but like they were framing it only around the idea of like you don't need a wallet to use this app, which is great, but like that's not what the smart account is. The uh, wallet abstraction uh isn't a social account. Like that's not what makes it um that's not what gives it that title. And it was being framed as though like that's what it was. So you saw a lot of apps just popping up with social login. It was like use Discord, use Twitter to create an address, and then you can deposit and get started. And it's like that's just like the very like base layer that you're scratching. Like it's like the first feature you can enable in the dashboard, in the admin dashboard of all the features that you could give a user. Like creating a wallet with with a social account is like nothing. But doing cool things like packaging perps and options with spot swaps, like different products all together, or on Cayenne, bundling 6 options with a perp um, are, I think, more applicable functions, features of um, what smart accounts can enable for a user. On Bera, they have these cool, sophisticated AI suite things where, from a company point of view, managing wallets for on-chain everything. Some mini shit they did. I looked at it and confused myself. I don't know if I would trust that. Like, I would need to build it myself. to have like a suite of like you can look at all the Telegram, ones that exist even, and like how many exploits and hacks and stuff there've been, um, or drains that there've been from people using whatever. Like no one using them has any idea what they're deploying into a chat. No, you're good, dude. Those apps will create now for perps so easy. One of Hyper allows that. It's like literally everywhere. Yeah, I think we've seen a lot of stuff pop up on Hyperliquid, even like there's Hyper and there's what do they have? They're part of the DAT craze. Like there's token treasury company that is all in on hype.
PvP trade, right?
Yeah, PvP trade is probably my favorite Telegram trading like bot that exists, and that does all its trades on hype. So it's really cool.
All right, we got anything else? I think that was it for the agenda, right?
Yep.
Nice.
For I guess I'll just wrap up with saying stay tuned for announcements on our our like beta v2 short comp that's going to happen. It'll probably just be a week long. It'll just be to test some changes that were made from findings we had during the alpha trading comp, and then we'll go live as soon as that's done. So as I said, we're aiming for next month. We'd like it live before making our starting our conference tour again. I don't foresee anything keeping us from that, but if any questions come up. Oh, the other thing I'll add is the alpha site will be back live for people to play around with. I think this week as well. I got to check with Rod and see
Should be
what else you're
after
doing.
distribution. We'll let you guys know. We'll announce the reward distribution, and we'll announce that the alpha site is back to being
Yeah, so that
usable.
we'll do that at the same time. But alpha site is going to go back online, so if you're free to get acquainted with the exchange, how it feels, how it works, put on test trades, just to kind of paper trade in the interim. And feel free to DM any of us on Twitter, reach out on Discord if you have any questions between now and that time. Buzz events on layer 3. We will probably have one more event on layer 3. I know I'm trying to think if it's layer 3 or not. We do have another layer 3 like event. I have to check if it's actually with them or if it's with Galaxy. But yeah, we will have one more. Marty, is no talk access in your TG usual for newbies?
Yeah, you got to do there's like a bot called Rose. It's like some redhead chick. You got to do the caption through her because, dude, we had, I don't know, probably gonna go off topic here, but we had, when the election was happening, we had thousands of Trump bots shilling the Trump token coming in, like in an
dude.
hour, and it was insane. So I had to limit it. Maybe I could turn it off now and just make it open again. But yeah, Rose.
If
Yeah,
you don't
we
see
always
it,
did.
then I think you need to rejoin, and then you'll see it.
Yeah, leave and rejoin, and it will pop at the top.
Should be the first thing you see when you join.
Yeah, somebody was like, "Oh, my band," and I'm like, "I don't think so. I don't think you did it right, actually." Let's see options. I just accepted all those. I have to accept you, and then you have to do Rose. So let me know.
Cool. All right, that wraps it up, guys. Thank you everyone for joining us. This is a great great turnout. I appreciate
you,
everyone in the
guys.
chat. We will be back on Wednesday with Eden. We also have an option stock. Who's our guest, Marty? Is it from is it Velo? Is it our boys from Velo?
Trying to get Velo on, confirming today, but trying to get the Velo fellas on.
Yeah, we'll announce it once it's confirmed.
We'll announce it tomorrow for sure.
Cool. You get the band a lot. You'll be good. So we'll be back twice tomorrow. Once on the Eden channel, once on the Premia Cayenne account. Tune in then. If you need anything, have any questions between our call today and our mainnet launch, again, feel free, shoot us a DM or reach out in Discord. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.